Hey everyone, Jim, Midnight Road Garage. It's about time to do a little work on this Camaro. This is an LS swap that I've been working on, and if you may remember an earlier video right there where I installed a Holley fuel pump into a fuel tank. Now it's time to install that fuel tank, so follow along. So I'm underneath the Camaro right now, and you can see there's the tire gas tank, and this is the back of the car. So we're gonna need a 9/16 here, a 9/16 there. That will loosen these two straps. I'm probably just gonna bend those out of the way. They're also connected at the other end. You should be able to see that. That looks like that's about a 1/2 inch or 7/16. But we probably won't have to disconnect those. We'll find out. And then we've got some lines here. There's 2 lines. One on this car went to the carburetor. And the other was a return line for some sort of emissions. This is a 79, so it probably had some sort of emissions on it. But so let's get a 9/16 socket and get to work. All right, we're gonna use my handy dandy M18 Milwaukee impact. I'm sure it's gonna rain rust down on me. There she is. At this point, I'm going to bring this guy in. So if the tank falls, it falls on that instead of me. Alright, tank is free. Alright, I'm going to disconnect those lines next. I don't know if you'll be able to see me do it though, so let me just take care of that. Turns out there were 3 lines, and I went in and cut them. I just used a regular razor blade to do it. I just reached through here, cut them. All right, so tank coming out now. Let's see what we've got here. Looks like we got, so we should have some wiring going to it. Yeah, we sure do. All right, let's see if I can get this out a little bit lower. I've disconnected the ground wire that goes from the tank to the frame, and then I went ahead and cut the wire that I'm assuming goes to the gas gauge. The new sending unit has a very long wire on it, so it's not a big deal. That's going to end up being spliced together anyways. So now, it's time for me to kick my little stand out of here and bring this tank to the ground. Wish me luck. So the fuel tank's out, and here is something you don't see every day. This looks like this is the original fuel tank. It's never been down. If you look at that piece of paper right there, that should be a build sheet. So this is indeed the build sheet for this car. That VIN right there matches. So look for another video on this. I will try and dig this guy out of here. We can go over the options this car had. Here's the hose I'm using. This is Earl's Vapor Guard fuel injection hose. Make sure you're using fuel injection hose for this. Don't use what's on the car already. That's not going to work. This is, you can see this is rated for 225 PSI. I believe this fuel pump's around 52 PSI, something like that. All right. So what we're going to do is this hose is going to go on here, and it's going to go, as soon as that focuses. So this hose is going here, and it's going to actually go over this right here. So not just to here, but over it. This appears to be set up for either 5/16 or 3/8. This part right here is thinner than this, and this will definitely go over that hump. And we're going to use these right here. These are special Earl's fuel injection hose clamps. So let me bust one of those out and I'll show it to you. So instead of the slotted screw type like you're used to seeing, where you have a bunch of slots here and then a worm gear right here, kind of a worm drive, what this is a screw and then essentially a nut, and so it pulls together. And what I'm assuming is the pressure on the worm drive one will probably cause it to separate. This, it won't do that. So there you go. And here's one that I'm about to tighten up, and then we're going to put this tank up in place. Alright, so it's time to get this tank back in. So the neck's got to go in first, and then the rest of it. As you can see, I've already got a piece of hose on here using a special hose clamp. I've got another hose clamp with me. The wiring harness, I thought long and hard about how I was going to run that. And, okay, no, actually I didn't. There was already a hole in the trunk, so I just made it a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to go right through the trunk with the wiring harness. Because it's, like I said, there's already a hole there. Might be able to see the hole, but anyway, let me get underneath here and wrestle this guy into place. I'm not really sure how much of this you're actually going to be able to see, but let's give it a shot. As you can see, I've wrestled it into place, and we need to move it over just a little bit. You want the strap, center that. Let's see if you can get the bolts started. This is where your impact gun becomes your best friend. Either that or just have your best friend help you. Alright. That one started. Let me get the other one in place. I don't even know what you guys are able to see. Not a whole lot. So here we got that bolt started. Now we got to bring this strap. Now we got to bring this strap up there and get that bolt going. Depending on where you're doing this, a floor jack might help, but I've got it pretty high for a floor jack. Alright, you want to make sure you get these straps as tight as they'll go. All right, we're in. So now, see the hole up there? See the hole up there? I'm just going to feed the wire through there, and that will be good. Well, fuel tank's installed. So up next is wiring that fuel pump wiring harness into the wiring for the LS conversion. So look for a video on that next. Also, if you want to see a video on that build sheet, I'll be posting one of those eventually as well, after I get a chance to clean it off and decode it a little bit. We'll see what that looks like. So please like, subscribe, and when you do subscribe, please comment, and I will be sure to hit you back. See y'all down the road.